Alrighty, and whoa, what happened to my notes? Whoa, here they go.
Whoa, Holiday, bring that shit the fuck back.
I'm gonna leave that in there.
So I'm feeling love for somebody who already loves somebody. I can never love somebody who already loves somebody. No, but it feels right. I know. I should just let you go, but I just hold on to hope. By now he should be gone. By now I think he
Queen,
what it do, baby?
what is playing in the living room on this first episode of the year? What is our 2023 coming out song?
2023 coming out song is off of Our Brothers album, Ex Brody. This is the song "What About Me."
Mm-hmm.
Ex Brody put out a dope project that I really appreciate. I be listening to it all the time. Then I Fell in Love. So if you're getting paid per streams, Darnell, just feel free to cash at me at any time. Actually, Zelle, because it doesn't have any fees. Okay, thank you.
I know that's
But
right.
you can find X Brody on all the things. You find him on social media at X Brody or X Brody Music. He got a TikTok, the Twitters, the things. But definitely find him on your music apps and your streaming services for sure.
Absolutely. All right. What is our first icebreaker for 2023, Queen?
Wow, 2023. I'm happy that I'm not in school anymore, because remember when we used to have to write the dates on papers for literally every single thing we wrote? And I would fuck up the year for like the first 3 months. It was insane.
Not 3 months.
I would be writing like 06 and they'd be like, girl, it's 07, girl. Like, please get it together. The year has changed. But
I
yeah,
shouldn't have
happy
that problem this
happy
year.
2023. Really? You never wrote the wrong year?
Oh, no, I'm saying I didn't have that problem this year. Like, I have definitely had that problem in the past.
Oh,
though.
yeah. I haven't had it this year either. I haven't had to write shit. I mean, for right now, we're recording it day 3 for us. Yeah. So I haven't had to write pretty much shit down.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely had to write the date already. Since.
Wow.
But I also, you know what? I also journal now. So that maybe that's why it's easier for me. Because I didn't journal back in school. So now when I journal, I write down, the date, of course. Because I keep I'm trying to be so useful, not useful. I'm trying to use so much of my things that now I don't even skip to the next line. Like, say I stop journaling halfway through that line on the piece of paper, I will just write the date right next to that and keep going. I don't write off into the margins. I ain't trying to save the planet that much. That's a bit too much for me. But say that to say so now I have to write the date, because I'll be like, why the fuck did I just start talking about cinnamon rolls in the middle of this damn journal entry? What the hell? So yeah. I think that's probably
cinnamon
why.
rolls.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something new for the show.
Oh, okay.
Just for this episode, okay?
Who New Year? Who this?
New Year, who this? Sid doesn't know that I'm about to say this. Are y'all ready? Okay, so Sid and I have had debates, if you will, about who is the most interrupting ass nigga on this podcast. And so what I want you to do is pick your player. Okay. If your player is the interrupting ass nigga, I need you to take a shot throughout the whole show. And if you get wasted, I need you to DM us and tell us who got you wasted. Okay? That's the new year.
No, there was a pause. No, there was a pause there. I would just like to say that when I say that you are an interrupting ass nigga, I don't think you quite are comprehending what I'm saying here. I'm not saying, we're on a podcast, so Aisha and I can't see each other because we record by listening to each other on the phone, right? So I'm not saying that we don't interrupt by oh, my bad, I thought she was done talking. I'm saying Aisha is an interrupting ass nigga because you will be talking. She will interrupt you and then over talk you and be louder than you until you shut the fuck up and she finishes whatever it was she was saying. I don't do that. I'll be like, oh, my bad, go ahead. Or, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Or, oh, my bad, I was interrupted. You don't do that. You be like, no, fuck what you was talking about. As I was saying, even though I wasn't saying, now I am saying, and I'm going to keep on saying, that's you. That's all I'm saying. So take a shot every time Aisha over talks me on this podcast.
I am being
but
lit
you know
with
what?
Gas, y'all.
What'd you say? What did you say?
I'm being lit with gas.
You telling me that I'll overtalk you? That's your experience on this podcast? It's okay if it is. I'm asking honestly.
It's my experience for our life together.
I'm out of here. Actually, this is the end of the episode. This is the end of the show. I quit.
Well,
there will be no more
episode
Living Room
70.
2023. Oh gosh.
Well, good times.
Was that your
Welcome to
icebreaker?
the show, y'all. No, it's not. I did also want to say, just for this episode, if we could just, tell the people what each segment is for any new listeners, people who are finding new podcasts in the start of the year, introducing our segments as we go, tell people what they are before we get into them. But first things first, we start with the icebreaker some of the times. If we have a little something we want to get off our chest or something that we feel like we should ask each other or y'all should be asking each other, just a little rundown, if you will. So, Queen, did you have an icebreaker for us?
I guess I have plenty of things that could be icebreakers, depending on, I know you got, I usually have got to get to her other job, so we're gonna see. But you had one, so let's just see where we are when we get done with yours. And if anything, I can throw mine in the month in review.
Okay, well, mine was kind of what you said what might be your look back at it. But mine was going to be, just give me 2. We get long-winded on this bitch. 2 habit changes, I won't say for the year, but for the month of January that you are partaking in.
Yeah. One is getting up early. Real quick, I just, like, in this process of trying to gain weight, and then also just all the things that I like to do with my day, I just feel like yesterday, for instance, I just felt so much more like I had the time to get everything done, as opposed to like waking up at 9 o'clock. I'd be like, what's the point if even trying at this point? The day's over. So yeah, my first goal is to wake up early. I would like to wake up today. I woke up at 5:30, and that's just because I didn't work late last night. So if I can wake up anytime between 5:30 and 6:30, that would be great. So today is day 1 of 5:30 now. In the past, I wake up one time at 5:30 and won't do it again for 6 months. So y'all, please keep your fingers crossed for me. And then my second habit, I'm trying to, so of course y'all know we be reading on this podcast, but I did not read nearly as many books last year as I have in the past. So my habit change is also to read every day. Even if it's not for a long time, I just want to of course in the past I used to break down how many pages I would have to read to be done with a book by the end of the month. So for instance, and I'll share the book I'm reading right now later on in the podcast, but I only got to read 10 pages a day to finish it this month. So nice. Reading every day. What about you, Queen?
2 habit changes just for the month of January that I gave myself is I've still been practicing Duolingo. I'm at like 670 days, I think, on Duolingo, which is an app that I use to learn languages. I am using it to learn Spanish specifically. So I've been doing it every day for, 2 years? Almost, like a year and a half. And so, when I just kind of wanted to keep my streak going, because I have a thing, like, in my mind, like, a thing about completion, right? I just like to do something. And so, to keep my streak going, I would just hop on at, like, 11:58 and do a quick 2-minute thing and save my streak for the day. And when I started the year, I was doing, like, 20 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day or so many lessons a day. And then as I got throughout the year and I got busy or started getting bored with it, I guess, it kind of got shorter and shorter. And then by the end of the year, I was literally just hopping on, doing a review lesson really quick that took literally 2 minutes just to keep my streak going. So for the month of January, I am setting my timer for 15 minutes and doing the app, doing the Spanish practice for at least 15 minutes every day, which isn't a lot, but when I was just trying to maintain it, I wasn't even doing new lessons. I was just doing review lessons. So now I'm doing a new lesson for at least 15 minutes every day. Nice. And same thing for you for reading. I still want to hit my 12 books for the year goal, if not 13 or 14, maybe 1 or 2 extra. But the goal now isn't so much how many books I read, but it's how long I can read. Nice. So I'm setting a timer for 30 minutes a day. Because again, like I'm changing a lot of habits. Like I have a lot of things on that list to do for January, even by itself. So I was like, okay, I can't be over here committing to an hour of Spanish, an hour of reading, and then also got to work out and do everything else within that time. So I'm like, okay, let me make things a little more realistic, which I think is important for your goals, to make them very realistic, very measurable, because that's when you get to the next size of the goal or level of the goal. Like starting off with being like, I'm going to read 5 hours a day is just like, girl, calm the fuck down. Calm the black fuck down. You need to just read something every day, and my something is going to be 30 minutes. So 15 minutes of Spanish, 30 minutes of reading. That is my January habit change.
That's so dope. I just want to say congratulations to you for doing Spanish every day for a year and a half to 2 years. That's so dope. I follow this guy on Instagram that's been running every day for the last, I don't know how many years. I don't know if we talked about him before, but that's what it reminded me of when you said you've been doing Spanish every day. That is so cool. Even like how you said, even though it wasn't like new lessons, or even if you only did it for like a second, that's still cool. Because I remember being in El Paso with you earlier this year, and there was a guy. Me and Aisha went skydiving earlier this year, and there was a guy that you were talking to outside that was speaking Spanish, and I was asking you like, you can understand him, and you was like, yeah, and I was like, that is amazing. Like that is so cool. Like I think sometimes we just be thinking shit is like regular. No, that's cool as fuck. So I'm gonna need you to, you know what I'm saying, pat yourself on the back, because I think that is super dope. Like I'm too emotional. I'm about to start crying.
I have a few things. I have a couple coworkers that like don't really speak any English at all, right? Like literally barely. Like probably as much as most people speak Spanish, like hola type shit. Like hello, how you doing? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Like that's pretty much all that they speak of the languages. So I like interacting with them, like, hey, how you doing today? You know, where are you from? And, oh, where did you work before this? And so, like, I found out that one of my new coworkers, she worked at a fire department, I think. Yeah, fire department, she said, for, like, 6 years. And I was like, oh, what do you do there? I'm thinking she a firefighter, but she said she was cleaning it, which, you know, still cool. But I was just like, oh, okay. But I thought it was cool that I could understand all that she's been working at the fire department for so many years, and that she has been there cleaning and, you know, whatever, and she lived in LA for a certain amount of years. I'm just like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Like, I be underestimating myself, because when people be like, oh, you've been doing Spanish for this long, you say something to me in Spanish. They be like, do a trick, you know, type shit. And I be like, I don't know. Suddenly my mind is blank. But when I talk to Spanish-speaking people, I can speak pretty decently, even though I feel a little insecure, because I know that I learned Spanish, like, quote-unquote proper Spanish, and like Mexican Spanish is different, and those are usually the demographic that I'm around, Mexican Spanish speakers. So when I say things, a lot of times they be laughing like, girl, what? And I'd be like, I mean, it is Spanish, it's just Spain Spanish, sorry. But it's funny because like some of my coworkers too, like, you know, their English is their second language, and they speak English fine, like, you know, perfect, whatever. And they'll say certain things, and they'll be like, do you know what this is? Like, somebody asked me if I knew what butter was in Spanish, and I was like, yeah, mantequilla. And he was like, oh, wow, you know so much Spanish. Your Spanish is better than my English. And I was like, I just said one word. You speak to me every day in full English. So, no, that is incorrect. But, yeah, it is cool. Like, I've always wanted to be bilingual. Always, my whole life, wanted to be bilingual. And so that's why when I started Duolingo, I was like, you know what, bitch, stop saying I wish, or I wish I could have, or if my parents taught me when I was like, just fucking do it, because they didn't teach you when you're young. So fucking learn it now. Get over it, you know? I
know that's right. I love that for you. I need to get back on Duolingo. I think what keeps stopping me is I need to reset it. I just want to start over from the beginning, because I didn't keep up with it, and I feel like it keeps making me go back to where I left off, and I'm like, no, I've forgotten this because I haven't done it in 6 months.
But they will say, I mean, I don't know exactly if it does it like for so long that you've been off of Duolingo, but it can like it'll give you like a new practice test, like, hey, you haven't been here in a while, would you like to see where you are, so we know what lesson to put you in, kind of like testing out of certain levels of classes when you were in school type of thing. But I don't really know how to restart it. I'm sure there's a way to do that though.
Yeah, I just need to look it up. I'm about to write that down.
Okay, all right. Come on, write that down. Yes. Okay, so that was just icebreaker. Let's get some chit chat on. Are we ready to move into our look back at it segment?
Indeed, I have what might be two things, depending on
okay,
how long we're gonna
go
here.
Well, our look back segment for all you new folks is basically pop culture, or just, you know, what's going on, what's recent. So take it away, Sid.
Did y'all take a shot?
Shut up. No, because I started and I said we got to introduce a segment. So really, take
That's
a shot. That's
fine, but you still interrupted me.
No, Sid about to get y'all drunk, y'all. I'm so sorry, because I'm not drinking for January, so I'm sorry this is happening to y'all.
What did you say, Sid, about the what?
Huh?
You said about the what?
I don't know.
No. Misunderstood you. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay,
we'll start with this one because I think it's going to be longer. What are some of, and then I know you said you didn't have an answer to this, so I might have to defer back to myself. But what were some of your favorite things that happened last year? It can be related to yourself. It can be pop culture things, because I did a whole little countdown on my story. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I'm a good time.
Come on, good time. Okay, well, I decided to go to my photos because that would be most helpful. So,
okay.
Very beginning of the year, we took a birthday trip for Sid to El Paso, and we got matching tattoos. It's actually kind of weird to think. It's only been a year since I've had this tattoo, because I feel like it's been longer. But we got matching tattoos in homage to our podcast and our address to living with each other for what was that, 4 years? It's kind of amazing. That's a long time to be roommates and fiancés. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was a good time. We also went skydiving. Sydney surprised me on her birthday with skydiving, which is something I've always wanted to do. So that was a great time. I was very happy to do that. Let's see. What else did I do? I'm just trying to scroll. I did some music videos. Wasn't that exciting, though. Don't even remember who they were. I had an amazing birthday shoot, okay? Y'all know I like to do a thing, and I did a Rihanna tribute photo shoot. That was a good black time. Spent some time on some yachts this summer. That was a good time. I like to be on a yacht. In my mind, I'd be like, I ain't supposed to do shit but be purdy, sit on a beach, get a tan 24/7, read books, eat fruit, be near water, be near animals. That'd be my jam. So being on a yacht is my jam. Also did like a jet ski trip for my birthday. Got to see dolphins and go cave diving in the water, which was pretty awesome. I went on a New Orleans trip with my sister. That was amazing. I zip-lined over alligators, which was pretty fucking cool. Let's see. What else did I do? I had a few photo shoots. I'm just scrolling, y'all. I'm trying to get through it because I don't want to take too much time. Wow, I have some vulgar pictures in my phone. That's why you can't let people scroll through your shit sometimes. I also went to Miami and got to have lemurs crawl all over me. That was the best day of my life. I also got to feed kangaroos and pet them. Y'all know how much I love animals. I mean, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think if there's anything that much more exciting that happened this year. I felt like this year was such a blur. Like, not even necessarily because it went so fast. I just didn't really have a lot of good days. So it kind of just all feel blurred together, to be honest.
I understand.
But yeah, I did get to go home a few times, see my family, see my friends. I don't really have friends in LA, like maybe like 2 or 3, but even them is just like I rarely get to see them or talk to them. So going back home is, even though it's very stressful and it gets really hard, I enjoy getting to see my family and my friends. So getting to take those trips like every other month is special to me, and I know that it is a privilege because wow, flights are pricey. So that's it. Any things you want to highlight and look back on for this year?
Yeah. So of course, I did like a top. I only did the 3 and the 2, but I need to finish. I was about to say I did a top 3 on my Instagram, and so just to go over that here real quick. Of course, the Tiana Taylor concert was a highlight of my year. I had a lot of fun, like just the entire preparation. Like literally, I knew from the beginning. Like as soon as I got my ticket, I'm going all red. Like the hair is gonna be red, the outfit's gonna be red. Okay, how can I pull this off? I looked to Tiana herself for inspiration and recreated an outfit I had seen her wear on a budget, of course. And then I had a friend of mine that I met in Atlanta. She did the hair paint for me, so my hair was red, and I just had the best time. I was in there crying and gagging and throwing up and crying, and it was just the best time of my life. I really am so glad because, like, long story short, Tiana had done a Petunia ball, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna skip it because I had class like the next day, and I would have had to have driven to Atlanta. This was before the pandemic, so when the pandemic hit and she was on tour, I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna miss it. And then she of course announced that she wasn't doing music no more, so I was like, oh my god, I have to get to this show. And it was really, really good. It was the first concert I've been to, period, I think, since the pandemic. I'm sure. I don't know why I said think. I've been nowhere since the pandemic. So that was amazing. Second to that was the El Paso trip. I just had an amazing time, like shooting darts with my friends, jumping out of planes, getting matching tattoos. I love that I was able to kind of manifest what I wanted. We had a movie night with no phones. We watched Juwanna Mann, loved Juwanna Mann. Got to stay in this dope ass Airbnb. It was just the perfect trip. Like I just would not have I would not change a single thing. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that trip. Very glad I got to experience that. And yep. And then the first thing that I was gonna post, so spoiler alert for anybody that watches my story and is sitting on edge trying to figure out what my number 1 moment of the year was definitely gaining 15 pounds.
Nice.
Yep. Started off the year 10 pounds underweight, so it was really nice. I ended off the year at a little under 15 at 14 pounds, like, you know, going up and down and whatnot. But at most I gained 15. So that was really, really dope. I spent so much time and effort, like trying to make sure I was eating and drinking enough water and going to the gym and just trying to take better care of my body than I think I took better care of my body last year than I had probably in my entire adulthood. I feel like since I was under my mother's supervision, I have not taken good care of my body. And it just declined once I started reading. That's where I put my time and effort and whatnot. So I'm very thankful to have made that change, and I just want to keep that going this year. And I'm excited to like make different physical activity choices, the different kind of things that I'm getting into and whatnot. So those are my favorite moments from the year. Where we at? We're at 20 minutes. Do we either have time to okay, so you can pick, Queen, if we got time. Or we can move on.
Oh, wait, I just want to add one thing that I forgot to share with my year highlights.
Okay.
If you know me, you know there's two people I stand for. Whose bathwater I won't sip because I ain't a freak. But, you know, I stick my toe in it. I'd swirl it around with my toe. And that is Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. And that is Usher Raymond.
Oh, right.
And I went to see Usher with my cousin. I went on a cousin trip, which was so fulfilling. So much what I needed, especially at the time that we went. I just fucking needed it really bad. But I went on a trip with my favorite cousin, and we went to see Usher in Vegas. And I actually ended up getting to see him twice. And I sat on stage to watch the second show and partied, if you will, with Usher after the show. And I didn't really speak to him much besides cheers. But wow, life made. Don't need anything else. I may die now. It's fine because wow, I got to see Usher Raymond in the flesh. Got to sit with him on a couch in VIP. The first time I saw him, I was like, you know what? May never get to see him again. I'm going to soak it in. I like rarely took any pictures, videos, or anything. I just soaked in my man. And then the second time I had already seen the show. So I just got to like soak in the experience of being so close and like watching the show from on stage and shit. So wow. Mommy. Okay, that was the other highlight of 2022. I don't know how that skipped my brain for a second, but okay, that's it. What was your question, Queen?
Okay, so I either have favorite things unrelated to us, or what did you do for New Year's?
Oh, for New Year's, I cleaned my home top to bottom. That's nothing new. I do this all the time. But it was just important for me to start the year in as clean as a home as possible. So the Christmas decorations are gone. You know, I'm not one of those girls that's going to leave it up all January. They got to go. They're clutter. As far as I feel like it is, it's just mostly clutter. Although I do like Christmas lights, like the Christmas tree lights. But whatever, I'll get a lamp. Just clean top to bottom, wrote out my January goals, which is something I typically do every month. I'll write out the goals for the month. Just because I can't really handle a long-term goal. Like, don't ask me my 5-year plan because I will just fall over dead. But I can handle a short-term plan. Like, I can handle short-term goals and short-term missions, if you will. Like, I can handle this whole Spanish reading, working out thing. Like, I can handle things that are, like, smaller and digestible. So I just wrote out my January goals, cleaned my house top to bottom. I was in bed around, like, 10:30. I was asleep. I looked at the clock last at 11:40. I was like, okay, great. I only have like 20 more minutes to stay up, which usually I'm up till like 2 because I can't go to sleep. But I don't know. I guess my body just needed rest to reset for the year. And so I fell asleep like right after I looked at the clock at 11:40, and then I woke up to fireworks at 12. So, but yeah, that's how I spent my New Year's. I don't like to start my year with a hangover, so I never go to the New Year's Eve festivities and parties and things. I haven't been to one in probably like 5 years because I just prefer to not. Like, I almost always want to start my year working out and being healthy and eating cleaner and working out. So I'm like, if I start the year with a hangover, I'm not going to be able to do the things that I literally wanted to do starting day one. So, yeah, I kind of just start off sober, at least for a month, just to give myself the excuse when people say, oh, you want to come out, or it's my birthday, or it's my party, or come to the club, or come to dinner. Oh, yeah, I know, sorry, I don't drink, so I don't, want to be in a club. So... and people can mostly get over that. But if I just say no in general, people usually have attitude. But if they're like, oh, no, sorry, I'm not drinking. Like, who the fuck wants to be in a club not drinking? That sounds whack as hell. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. That was my New Year's. What about you, Queen?
I partied till the sun came up.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? I was party wolf. So okay. It was me and Indy, and I was literally like, I just woke up New Year's Day and was like, I want to recreate Booksmart. So if y'all have not seen Booksmart, it's like my favorite movie in the whole wide world. And it's about these two girls who try to find this party all night long, and they keep ending up in all these random ass, weird ass places, and it's hilarious. So I was like, you know what? I'm party hopping. I'm not coming back home until the sun is up, period. So we left at 7. Went to this place called Tattoos and Booze, which is a restaurant where apparently you can get tattoos. Which on one hand that sounds fun, and on the other hand
that's where Diamond be working.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
that's where she does her piercings.
Okay, and see, that makes me feel better because I was like, I kind of like that, but then I feel like if something goes awry, and then you tell people, oh, where'd you get your tattoo? At a restaurant. Like, it's kind of like, well, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So we went there. First of all, parking was crazy. You know, again, I am also one of the people that hasn't gone out on New Year's in a while. I think I always end up at the house or whatever. And so then, like I said, this year, for whatever reason, I was like, nah, I've actually not had one of those nights where I jump from club to club, party to party. So I just want to try this one time, see what it's like. So went to Tattoos and Booze. Then we tried to go to the Crown Drop in downtown Charlotte, which was near like the Mint Museum. And it was not giving. Like, people were just standing around. There was like a band playing, but like nobody was really dancing. Like, I just remember going to that in high school and thinking it was just the funnest shit ever. And so I don't know if it's something about being young and you can't drink, or being young and being drunk anyway. I don't know what it was, but this time I was like, what the hell's going on here? We got there like 11, and I think we left in like 15 minutes. And I was only the reason why we stayed that long is I'm like, well, I didn't plan on leaving here till 12, so this is kind of, I don't know. I had a plan, but I don't know what's up, right? So again, back to Booksmart. We hopping around. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Romeo Bearden Park, because that's where they shot the shit off a few years ago. Like, so there's probably something going on over there. I feel like Charlotte is big enough to have 2 different New Year celebrations, but I was wrong. As we approached Romeo Bearden, I heard nothing and I saw nothing. And I was like, I have a bad feeling when we turn this corner, there will be nothing there. And there was nothing there. So then we end up trying to go to Ink and Ivy. Had to have a ticket. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Woo. I'm feeling, and mind you, of course, I done hit this hole. I'm gonna take the lead. You know what I'm saying? You just passenger seat. You know what I'm saying? Because I live a sober life, so I'm like, you turn up. It's hard. You go as hard as you want, because you got a DD. We're good. We're straight. I'm gonna be sober so I can watch our backs and whatnot. Probably not a good idea. My head's never on a swivel, but whatever. So then we go to this place called Roxbury. Listen, y'all, it's an 80s 90s club. All they play is 80s and 90s music. And they had TVs in there, so they're playing the music videos. Best time of my life. I was
going to say, so did you get your life?
Let me tell you something. I have been wanting to go there for a while, because I was like, if I'm going to go to a club, I need it to be different, right? So I want to go to like an EDM club, because they got those cool-ass lights and shit. Now that we have gone to Vegas and left, I now want to go to Dreas, because it actually looks like it's fun from the pictures that I've seen. But nonetheless, so I was like, yeah, let's go in here. So then I actually ran into this guy I knew from ECU. Shout out to Andre. He walks up to me and I'm like, hey, because you know how I am. He's like, oh my God, Sydney. And he's like, what's my name? And I was like,
yeah, see, that's why I don't play them games. That's why you can't act too excited to see people.
But I was. Here's the thing, though, y'all. I remember a face. I will not remember a name to save my life. I don't even remember my best friend's birthdays, and I've been friends with these niggas for 13 years. If I ain't seen you in 5 years, I'm not going to remember your name. I'm so sorry. So, mind you, I was actually genuinely excited to see him, because I'm like, oh my God. So, we actually, he was with his friend John. Shout out to John with the moves. I'll get to that later. And we ended up partying with them all night. So, we go in. First of all I'm going to say, they play great music. There was a little period where they kept playing all this white shit I had never heard of, and I was like, oh God, it's only 1 a.m. I hope this isn't going to take us until 2, because this is not what I was signing up for. But listen, y'all, the last thing I want to say about this club, I requested You Can Do It by Ice Cube. And we was in there doing the damn dance from Say the Last Dance. We was in there yelling, go Sarah, and there was no Sarah. And when I tell you I lived my best life, y'all know I love a movie, and y'all know music reminds me of movies. So when that song came on, I knew the steps and everything. I was living my best life.
Not Indy has turned my friend to a club animal.
No, just wait. Actually, just wait. So then the club closed at 2. I'm like, again, I'm not going home until the sun comes up. So what's next? So I'm trying to convince Indy to go to the gay club. That did not work out. Because I have not been to Scorps since high school.
I didn't even know it was still in existence. But
Scorps?
Can you stop calling it that?
That's what it's called.
Can you stop, please?
Do you want me to call it Scorpio?
Yes.
First of all, see, that's how I know you didn't go there. Because if you don't call it
Scorps...
Yes,
I did go there. Are you kidding me? I went there often, actually.
If you don't call it Scorps, you weren't really in there. Actually...
Were you really in there? Because I really was in there.
Actually, what happens was there was this girl in high school that I thought was super funny, and she used to call it. She's like, "We're going to Scorps," and I've been calling it that ever since.
I don't know why in high school we were so obsessed with going to the gay club.
Because first of all, the shit don't close till 4, which is why that was really why I recommended it. Because I was like, because she was like, "Well, damn, Sydney, where we going if everything closes at 2?" I was like, "Well, Scorps so close till 4," but you know, we ended up going to a hookah place like around the corner from where we were. And that didn't close till 4, so but it was, and I was in, what'd you say?
I hate hookah.
So here's out now again, I'm in the club,
and honestly, I hate the hookah girls. If you like hookah, I hate you too. Goodbye.
Take a shot. So sorry. So we go to, which again, I thought that was fair because of course, you know, I would not pick a hookah place either, but I also was like, well, Indy probably wouldn't pick an 80s, 90s club. So I think that's fair. We spent half the night in my spot. We can spend the other half the night at her spot. So I was in there and I'm like, shit, when in Rome. So I tried this hookah. I have not hookah'd since college, freshman year. I did not go into a fit of coughing, but my lungs was like, what is this? Like, no. So I just sat in there and people watched. There was a man in there with all white on, including a white toboggan, and he danced all night. And I was living my best life. It was the ghetto. It was oh my God, this girl fell, Aisha, into the street. She hit the concrete, like body first. Like she didn't stop herself. It was the loudest. Oh my God, it was crazy. Anyway, so we did that, and then you know the night is successful if you end up at cookout. So we went from there to cookout, got home at 5, went to bed at 6. It was a successful cookout. I didn't eat cookout. I can't eat that. I have IBS. But I was in the line. I was here for the vibes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here for the vibes.
Yeah, if you're not from North Carolina, you may not know the vibes because I don't even eat cookout no more either. And I, too, would find it to be a good time to go through the cookout line.
You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I was telling somebody was like, oh, how was your New Year's? And I said, when I said it's part about cookout, it was like, oh, that's how I know it was real. Because if you end up at cookout, honey, you did that.
And in college, when we would go to cookout, it was literally just like going to the movies like in high school, like on a Friday. Like, It's literally like, oh, I'm just here to see my friends. Like,
literally.
Oh, y'all was eating? Oh, yeah, I might get something to eat, but I'm really just going through this long ass line to see you across the way, closer to the front of the line, to be like, hey yo, yeah, you fucked up, huh? Cuz
exactly. So it was like a successful night, and I knew the line was gonna be long because you know that cookout on Freedom is literally right near Scorpio. So I was like, child. And then we got there after 4 too. I was like, this is the line from Scorpio's. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So yes, I lived my best life, and that people. So say that to say, I actually went to bed at 5 the night before that and 6 the night before that. I mean, on New Year's night. So I didn't get nothing done New Year's Day except go hang out with Elise, which was also a great time. We just talked, caught up, went for a walk, and that was it. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be mad at myself because I didn't eat enough today. Because I woke up and you know how your body like to do you. That's another reason why I don't go out no more. You go to bed at 6, your body will wake you up at 10. It's so fucking disrespectful. Like, I'm like, what makes you think I'm well rested? I know I'm not well rested. I woke up at 10 and could not go back to sleep. Oh, I hung out with Diamond too. Diamond just got a new job. Oh, we'll get there. You
talking about Diamond, Esquire Diamond?
Yep, it's big.
I
big
know that's
Diamond.
Right. I know that's right. Big Dime. Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back to that later in Black on Black support. But yes, that was my New Year's.
It is 9:50.
Oh, we're 32 minutes in. Okay, let's roll, guys. Well, that's our month in review. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. We're moving on to...
All right. Well, my Blank While Black, which is the segment of our show where we talk about shit that happens to black people for being black. Okay? Being black at the wrong place, wrong time, wrong country. Okay, well, my Blank While Black this week is just, I hope that all of you have issued your apologies to Megan Pete. And if you haven't... I hope that you choke. And it's not even just you raggedy ass men that have done it. I have seen some of you anti-woman ass women doing it as well. So I hope you've typed up your apologies, sent her a nice DM or email, and sent Megan Pete some love. And that small man, both on the outside and the inside, I know that his sentencing comes up on the 27th. I shall tune in to see how that goes. But this tyrant, I hope that he gets every piece of sentencing that he deserves. Fuck Tory Lanez deeply, emphatically, And blank while black, don't be a black woman who wants justice for gun violence, because they only want that to happen for black men who suffer of gun violence, okay? We only want justice for the Nipsey Hussles, for the P&B Rocks, for the Takeoffs. We don't want justice for black women. So in blank while black, don't be a black woman who gets shot and has to deal with gun violence, okay? That was my blank while black. My black while. God damn it. Blank while black.
I will keep my response short. Yeah, fuck y'all hoes, because what the hell. And then the tape came out. Y'all still talking about some, well, he didn't admit. It just proves that when you really just want to be convinced of something, it don't matter. It don't matter. You gonna believe that shit. So yeah, I hope the girls...
that's why I hope to God your mothers, your sisters, your daughters, your little cousins, your best friends, your girlfriends, your wives, I hope none of them are shot, because you see that your black woman will not be protected, not on the internet and not in real life. So
period.
Oof, y'all are disgusting. That's all I had to say for that.
Absolutely. Sorry that we can't go. I can't give all the things, because we got to keep moving on. People got jobs to be at today. So I do have a say what now. You ready?
Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, is it? That's next, right?
Oh, okay. Our say what now? What is our say what now segment, Queen?
That's when people do some crazy ass shit, and we got to be like, say what now?
Say what now? Exactly. Okay, Queen, go ahead. What is your say what now? I just
sent it to you. Check your direct message.
Oh, God. Y'all, I hate when she do this to me. Why does she do this to me? Okay, wait, hang on. On Instagram? Okay. Okay, wait. We're so extra. What is this? I feel like Cardi B. Oh, my God, what is that? What is this? What is on this pillow? I can't hear it because, recording. What is happening? Why is he wearing a call center headset? What is on this pillow? Is this communion? No, what is on this pillow? Is this a Popeye's chicken sandwich or something? Is this for a funeral? Oh my God. What is this? What is on? Why is he marching to that casket like that? And why is it open? Close that lady's casket. Oh my God.
Oh, that was so much better than I expected.
And why is he walking so slow? This lady just found out that black funerals are 3 to 4 hours long in fucking Didi. Oh no. That's why I stopped coming here. Oh my God. What is even on the pillow? I still don't know what's on this pillow. But why were you doing that? What is that? Why are you laughing? I need somebody to tell me.
I don't know what's on the pillow either.
And why did they film it like that? Because they had no business doing that. Y'all could have showed us it was a funeral from the second that we started.
Somebody said the reveal. It's the reveal for me.
Oh my God. And I know that lady was in there like, close me up, please. Dear God. Just take me to the king, because I've had enough. Matter of fact, he's why I checked out. Goodbye.
Did you get to the one with that cylinder blockhead? Scroll to that one.
Yes. No, I seen.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Guys. So just y'all will see it, of course, on Instagram when I make the post for it. But it is a man walking down the aisle very slowly, like 1 step per 60 seconds, singing.
Literally 1 step per 65 seconds.
And he is singing with a headset on, as Aisha has already said. He's carrying a pillow, with which no one knows. No one. I showed my mama this video. You have now seen it. I have seen it. No one knows what the fuck is on that pillow. So I'm either assuming it's nothing, or I don't know. Was it a garter? Was it this lady's garter from like 40 years ago at their wedding? Like, what was on that pillow? I have no idea, but the way it's shot is like you just see him coming from the back. So it's shot in front of him, but he's in the back of the church when the video starts. So as he continues to walk 1 step per 65 seconds down the aisle, it's panning. And then you finally, after watching this video for maybe, 40 seconds, realize that this nigga is at a funeral. Y'all, I was crying tears. I was crying literal tears out of my eyes watching this video. I thought it was so funny. So yes, and say what now? Y'all gonna have to make these. Somebody said, I got places to be, coming from the perspective of the person in the casket. So, to which I
no,
say,
literally, take me to the king.
I'm gonna need y'all to get your things together because y'all are doing the most. I have not been to a funeral in a very long time. And if this is what y'all doing, I shan't be coming back because who got time? My mama said, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this. My mama said that this lady that passed away at her job, and she said she asked somebody at her job how the funeral was, and he said the funeral was so long people left and went to KFC and came back.
If you go to KFC during the middle of my funeral, please don't come back. Oh my God. Just go home. Please don't bring greasy chicken smells into my funeral.
So to which, this is the one, that funeral probably lasted an eternity. Do you hear me? That man took so long to get down that aisle. So yes, and say what now? I would just like to shout out Black Twitter threads on Instagram because that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. That, that's the same page I sent you that had that Brittany Griner thing.
Oh my God, them studs is going to hell.
I literally I meant to tell you, like, not they co-opted our song, the song from the Harriet Tubman movie. I was like, they didn't co-opt
literally.
Our song.
So I'm gonna stand up. Y'all did not have to bring what's her name, Cynthia Erivo in this. This is unacceptable,
right?
And
exactly.
unnecessary.
Exactly. So that is my say what now. Moving on to.
Nope. I got one. I got me one.
Oh, I didn't even ask. I am so sorry. Go ahead, Queen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my look back at it real quick, y'all. I'm actually just going to read what had happened
say what
first.
Now? You say what now? You said look
yes,
back
my say. Oh, sorry. My say what now is I'm just going to read first, and then I'll tell y'all what happened. This is a quote from the arrest report.
Oh, no.
The defendant walked up behind my partner, who was also riding a police horse. I observed the defendant then, with his open hand, slap the rear end of my partner's horse. The defendant immediately looked at the officers and stated that he didn't know he wasn't allowed to hit the horses. This occurred at 2 a.m., of course, by a Florida man, okay? And he now has a battery on a police horse, which is a first-degree misdemeanor for slapping horse ass. That was my say what now. But y'all know say what now is always going to come from either Ohio or Florida. Because I don't know, something about them two states, like,
my God.
Something about them two states, they have been eating bath salts their entire lives. This is just part of their everyday life. But yeah, you going to see two cops ride on horses. You going to run up and smack their horse ass. Why you slapping horse ass?
They must ain't never seen that movie called Half Baked. This dude was feeding this horse a whole bunch of junk food and it died and he went to jail. It's a police horse. So
the horse died?
Yeah, he was feeding them like fucking Cheetos and Swiss rolls and just all kinds of stuff. Because he was high as hell, so he went to get their high snacks. Him and his friends had just smoked, and he was so high ass. His ass was so high. He just gave the horse all kind of things. And then the police officer came back after the horse that fell out, and he was like, "It's a diabetic." The horse died. So he went to jail for killing a police officer. Which, of
Y'all
course,
going to hell.
is a major crime.
Because the horse is a police officer?
Yeah. It's a comedy.
Oh,
So,
no.
but I just said it to say, like, I would even not slap a horse's ass as a police officer because I would just think about that movie.
I mean, because would you slap a dog's ass? Or would you slap a canine dog's ass? I mean, what the hell you think about, buddy?
I know. You could have got kicked. You know, when people get kicked by horses, they get fucked up.
I ain't doing that. Well, say what now? All right, Queen, we ready to move on?
Yep, to Sexpectations. Do you have one for us?
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Oh, okay, that's it.
All right, Queen. So Sexpectations is our relationship and sex segment. And real quick, I just wanted to ask you, have you ever masturbated too much?
I don't think so, no. I mean, you know what? I'm suffering from a serious case of blue vagina from last year, and I will say that I was masturbating too much because there was other shit I should have been doing, but I was like, no, I gotta fix this before 2023. I can't go into 2023 with blue vagina. So,
so basically, the last week you've been DJing that thing crazy.
Not a lot. It wasn't even a lot as far as number, but it would be like, oh, I woke up early. Let me go be productive, and now I'm gonna masturbate, which normally takes like a good amount of time. So I'm like, see, I could have, I don't know, went for a walk or been reading a book, or I had a lot of shit to do and I was masturbating. So yeah, but no, I don't think so, because I typically do not masturbate more than once a day when I do masturbate, and I don't masturbate a lot either. Like, I think a lot would be maybe daily or multiple times a day. Like Miss Quiet said she masturbate multiple times a day. Okay. And that's fine.
Yeah, I've definitely heard lots of people say that. They're like, multiple times a day. Like, might be random. Like, I finished my Spanish lesson this morning and I was tired and I was like, I still need to read and then prepare for our podcast. So I was like, I need to wake the fuck up. So, you know, I got Miss Rose out, and me and Miss Rose had a time this morning. Boy, we had a time this morning. But, yeah, I don't think I do a lot. But I was thinking about on the podcast when the girls say they did too much, and then when they have sex, like, it wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't hitting. It wasn't giving, so they had to lay off their toys for a while. I'm like, well, damn, how much are you DJing you disking your jockey if you feel like sex ain't good no more because you done did it too much?
Yeah, that's what did Drea say? Your pussy is numb as fuck. Who uses a vibrator on the highest setting?
On the highest setting.
Maybe that's them. Maybe the people who can't, like, aren't feeling sex as intensely are, one, using their vibrator on higher settings, and two, also masturbating multiple times a day. Like, I would imagine someone that uses a rose multiple times a day might not get the full impact of partner sex. Because I heard them rose to it. Drea said it about took her to the upper room, so.
Yeah, no, It is a staple. It is a staple. What you gonna find in my nightstand is some lip gloss, a lighter for my candle, maybe a midnight snack, and some lube and a sex toy. Okay, that's gonna be in that drawer.
However, I do have a question for you. You masturbate and have energy after that? Because I'd be asleep.
Oh, yes. When I have sex, too, I be ready to get up. Like, I could get up and clean the whole house after I have sex. Like, I be energized.
That's amazing. I be knocked out. Like, I literally will be like, I need to get up, and next thing I know, I'll be asleep.
Yeah, no, it has offended my partner on more than one occasion. To be like, why the fuck do you have energy? Like, that is about to piss me off. And I'm like, no, it's a compliment. I literally be full of energy. Maybe it's all the protein. Maybe it's all the protein, but I get up and have so much energy. Like, I could probably go to the gym after.
Oh, no. That's another reason right there when you say, have you ever masturbated too much? And I was like, yeah, I was mad. Because then I can't get up. Like, I just be laying there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, at least by number, I don't think so. Because it's like you said, one, it's random, and two, it's, I just don't masturbate often. I feel like if I were to average it out, it might be like, okay, not including my period, because my period be about to send me out of here too. Because I think I might masturbate 2 times while my period is on. But outside of that, I was going to say, I feel like I'm a once a week girl. How often do you masturbate? Is it like on average? I know you said you don't know exactly. Oh my god! Oh my god!
What the hell is going on?
I am so sorry. My computer was. I don't know why I went to sleep and then decided to like.
Is that your Pandora Party Jam station?
No, girl,
what the fuck was that?
You're hilarious. No, I was watching Bad Girls Club.
Okay, well, I don't know. My average is probably maybe once a week. It's really not that much.
Okay. What if somebody listening is just like, once a week, these horny bitches?
I know they probably are, but I don't just wake up wake up horny. I don't even go to bed horny. I just be minding my business, living my best life of depression and sadness and poverty.
It's okay. So this year, we're gonna get you some tiny shrooms.
Oh no, thank you.
That's my goal.
Thank you. No,
it's to not force it. Right? Not sneaking
we know how she's been in the past.
Not sneaking in your food, but like bring you around to the idea. I'm gonna get the book. I got a book by a lady that dealt with debilitating depression. I don't have it. I'm gonna order it when she talks about microdosing and how it changed her mood and happiness levels and whatnot. So I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna have a whole. I am now a doctor, and I am going to have a whole situation. Did you watch How to Change Your Mind? Sorry, this is real quick.
No.
Oh, okay, we'll get there. Anyway, yeah, we are clearly Drea's and not Lex's, because Lex be like, I will not eat. If I had to choose between eating and masturbating, I'm gonna masturbate. Although, if I could choose, like if I could get thick off masturbation, I would definitely take that choice. But I am not in a place right now where I can choose to skip a meal to masturbate.
Come on, get thick off of masturbation.
I wish there were a lot of other things I could do to get thick besides eating, because ooh, I be tired. I get to meal 3 and be like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I don't know why, but I just related that to your masturbation. Okay, all right. Well, let's move on to Black on Black support, which is the segment of our show where we shout out some blacks we want to support. Okay, I'm gonna start with my girl Rochelle Richie, if you know her via the Instagram, but she has started a website. It's called 444nails.com. Which obviously I like already. But they are custom and handmade glue-on nails, press-on nails. She has some that are 3D looking, different themes. She has Beyonce themes, Disney themes, different characters, all kinds of stuff on there. So I did order me a couple pair. I ordered me 2 pair, and I ended up with a Beyonce pair. So just so y'all know, when Beyonce spins this block on tour this summer, I'll be wearing my nails, okay? I'll probably have to pull them out of my finger bones by the end of the show because you know how Beyonce unravels me. But shout out to Rochelle and her company, 444nails.com. Get you some. I got me some. I'm going to have to show y'all on the show, on our podcast page whenever I post our Black on Black support segment. Show you some of the cute ass nails she's done. And she also made some for X Brody for his album, like custom X Brody albums. And she just sent him a message like, hey, you know, I went to your show. I was inspired by your music and I decided to make some nails. Here they are if you want to give them to somebody. And I was like, what? That is so, first of all, very sweet. But second of all, I just love the idea that our best friend's music can influence people in that way, like, and that we don't just like it because he's our friend. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody
Absolutely.
you don't even know supported him in that big of a way. So that was really cool. That was my Black on Black support.
Absolutely, and mine goes out to Fine Dime. You also might know her as a Big Dime, Big Esquire Dime. Mm-hmm. She just got a new job. Nice. Shout out to her. She will be moving to a new city. I ain't gonna tell all her business. So. She is out of here and on her way to the things. I need to check on her and see how her first day is going. I think she had her first day this week too. Nice. So yes, I just wanted to shout her out. You know, y'all have heard us shout her out before. Our good sis who just graduated from law school and just passed the bar and did it her first time, got sworn in, and now she got her first job as a lawyer out here in these streets. And so we are super proud of her. We know her from high school, so we have literally been, y'all, you know how it's really cool to, you know, grow up with people like we were literally children, and now the girls is grown, honey, getting grown women jobs and getting grown women degrees. JD, you feel me?
Okay, I'm gonna commit a crime just to see her.
Okay. She's doing civil law. Relax.
Oh,
not to say she can't do criminal law, but I'm just saying right now she's doing civil, so you need to calm it on down.
Oh, okay, well, I'll think of someone to sue, and I'll BRB.
There you go. Okay. All right. And moving on, guys. Yes, absolutely. Moving on. You didn't have any more.
Nope, that was it.
Moving on to mental health. Oh wait, is book of the month before mental health check-in?
Yeah. Okay. You want to share your book of the month this month?
Yes, y'all. So this year my goal is to read with the flow of history. So this month I am reading The Radical King, written or edited and introduced by Cornel West, and it is, I think, a compilation. I actually didn't read what it was about, besides like I just knew it was going to be about like his radical thoughts and whatnot. Because you know, people like to be like Malcolm X was the radical revolutionary and Martin Luther King was the pacifist, and so I think this book is about saying like, no, girl. He had radical ideas too, honey. Don't sleep on him. You know what I'm saying? Especially for that time, like to be speaking out against the war. Like I'm pretty sure in this book, don't quote me on this. Hopefully I can find it before because I don't want to spend too much time looking for it. But it was a very high percentage. I think it said like 75% of whites did not approve of Dr. King and what he was saying at the time, and then 55% of blacks did not approve of. Huh?
I was gonna say I remember the stats coming out. Or stats being out, I should say. That's why when everybody be like, you guys should be like more like Dr. King and stop rioting, I'd be like, since when did y'all support Dr. King? Okay. After he was murdered? Because it certainly wasn't while he was alive.
Yeah, okay. I wish I could figure out where it was. But yeah, I think it was 75%. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. So just prior to King's death, 72% of whites and 55% of blacks disapproved of his opposition to the Vietnam War and his efforts to eradicate poverty in America. And it's a poverty for me because the fuck you mean you don't approve of him trying to eradicate your broke ass situation? Because most of us niggas is broke. So the girls will act against their own self-interest. But anyway, I'm very excited to be reading this book. Like I said, I'm only doing 10 pages a day, so I'm really just getting started, but it is a compilation of his speeches and things like that. So that is my book of the month. Queen, I know you are reading a book by our good black budget sister. You want to share that?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm reading a book by Tiffany Alichet. I think I said that right. She is the budgetnista. And this book is called Get Good with Money. If you heard me talk about before, I've read a book called Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, which was a great book, and it was really like life-changing for me. So, you know, to find one by a sister, a good black queen, I'm excited to read this one and just kind of reinforce some of my ideas and help me think more positively about money, because I've always had like a negative, I guess, I don't know, like approach to money, and always feel like there's not enough, or always wanting to be prepared for a rainy day, such that like I don't do a lot of nice things for myself. Like, so just trying to change my ideas about money and move on from there. Sydney, why did you just now take me back? You were
I was
sick.
thinking about it, and I was like, it's rude that I didn't say nothing back.
I'm sick. You're sick. Actually, I'm not sick. You're sick. Okay. But yes, The Budgetista, Get Good with Money. That's my book of the month. Let's move on to mental health. Mental health check-in is just where we sometimes give advice, give tips, sometimes just vent. So mental health for this week. Friend, do you have one?
Yes, ma'am, I do. So I put down accomplishing goals. Like, so this is kind of me sharing what makes me feel like mentally well, what makes me feel happy. I feel like for me, those two kind of go hand in hand, or they're probably not interchangeable, but that's kind of how they feel for me. But accomplishing goals, like waking up early, I just feel so much better mentally. I just feel like I have the time to get everything done, as opposed to rushing from this thing to the next, and being present with each thing and all of that. And so what I wrote down too was just like a tip for me personally is with accomplishing goals. One thing I really enjoyed doing last year was doing weekly check-ins with myself. So seeing what I accomplished throughout the week, seeing what I did well, what I needed to work on and improve on the next week. Like, and it helped me a lot. Like, for instance, like I was telling y'all earlier with gaining weight, I also did not used to drink water. Like, I just was not hydrated whatsoever, right? So I would literally be, like, as the week was going on, I had my planner. I was writing down every day, like, I had 4 cups of water today. I had 5 cups of water this day, 6 cups this day. And I was able to look back and be like, okay, so next week I need to make sure I drink more water, because I did not hit my goals this week. So doing weekly check-ins and then monthly check-ins, I think it's also good to then look over your month. So, yeah, I think that is my mental health check-in. And, for the new year, y'all, going into 2023, this is it. This is our year. I saw somebody on the internet say that they just felt like 2023 was going to be a good year. Let's keep that energy. It's a soft 2023. What you got, Queen? You got any mental health check-in for us?
Yeah, my mental health check-in for y'all is pretty much the same thing, just scheduling, and not just scheduling, but checking off things that you do as you do them. A checklist for me, I don't know how anybody lives without a checklist. Like, I have to have one. And I have to see things that I've accomplished, big or small. Like, and it don't really matter what you write on your checklist, as long as it makes you feel good. Like, for example, you could put make the bed. Like, because coming home to your bed being made or your room being clean, like, it just feels different than coming home from having a hectic day into a messy room type thing. So whether it's make the bed or drink, water first thing in the morning, or make my doctor's appointment, or schedule in some journaling time, whatever it is, if you can check that off throughout the day, and then at the end of the night when you're checking off your last thing or one of your things, you can be like, wow, I did 5 of the 8 things I planned to do today. That's pretty good. That's more than half. It's not even about I have to check off every little thing. It's just about seeing your progress as you go, because a lot of times we do things on a day-to-day that we think is like maybe menial, or feel like, oh, it's just a habit. Like, I would have always drank water every day. But okay, well, congratulate yourself for that. Like, absolutely. One of my favorite things about my dad is that he would just always say he was proud of me, and I wouldn't have even done shit in my mind, right? Like, I would just be chilling, like, we'd be talking about whatever random thing, and he would just interrupt me to say, I'm so proud of you. And I'd be like, why? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I don't have a cool job. I'm not doing something substantial. I haven't made a lot of money. I don't, I don't have children. I'm not married. Like, what are you so proud of? And he'd be like, I'm just proud of you. Like, I can't believe you're my human. Like, you're my daughter. And I'd be like, wow, I didn't even do shit. And my dad's proud of me. So just being proud of yourself for doing the things, because it wasn't that I didn't do shit. In his eyes, I did a lot. In his eyes, he was complimenting me for my progress in college, or, getting in situations at work and having to deal with people who were, not kind, and how I dealt with those situations. He was proud of me as a human. So just making like small lists like that can help you, just if you don't often feel that way, feel proud of yourself for like the little things. If you make that checkoff list, like, well, I may not have done, major things with my day, but I made that doctor's appointment I've been putting off for months, and I can check that off my list. So my mental health check-in would just be, make yourself a checklist, make yourself a schedule, and you can get the things done, honey.
And I did just want to add, I have my goals for the year, for the week, the month, or whatever. I also have them broken into like different categories. So I have a mind, body, spirit category. So of course, and either way it goes, these things can be like they're gonna overlap. So for instance, my mind would be making sure I meditated and having done breath work and then journaling and stuff like that. Which then can go into spirit, but then like body, right? Like, did I drink enough? Did I eat enough? Did I hit my protein? Did I go to the gym? Did I stretch? That kind of thing. But then I also broke it down into, I still have the same vision board for last year because it still relates. I'm like, I literally, when I made this vision board last year, I was so intentional. I was like, I'm not going to need to make another one. Like, I'm looking at it right now. It's on my desk in my office and it's still perfect. But on this, it says the must list. And so it says read, watch, listen, and play. So I also have my goals broken down into those 4 categories too, right? So I'm being intentional about like, okay, I started Michael Jackson's discography last year and then it never finished it. So now, like today, for instance, I was finally listening to more of the Invincible album. As far as watching, I need to finish this film commentary, and then I'm gonna watch not the second Knives Out or whatever. And then for reading, I got my my Martin Luther King book. For play, I have like going to certain stores, going to like certain things in Charlotte. I said I want to try to do, and like approaching Charlotte like I'm a tourist and never lived here before, because that was my plan pre-pandemic. I just never got a chance to do it. So I broke my goals down into like two separate categories and then those subcategories, if that makes sense. So definitely saying that too, because going back to this book I read last year about happiness, you kind of gotta, it says the same way that you go to the gym and work on your body, you put that time in, you kind of have to cultivate a practice for your happiness also. So it's kind of like, I want to make sure I take care of my mind, body, and spirit, because I've had different times in my life where all I did was take care of my mind. Like, okay, I'm gonna read 24 books this year, but that was the same year I lost all this weight because I wasn't taking care of my body, right? So this year I'm like, nah, every day we need to be trying to hit all 3 in some way, shape, or form, and every week, every month or whatever. So just wanted to add it in there in case that inspires anybody for getting ready for 2023. That is all I have, and we can move on to affirmations if you don't have anything else to add, Queen.
Yes. So our affirmation segment, we just want to leave you all. Thank you for coming to our show, and just leave you all with some good vibes to go through your next week or two. And so my affirmations, I have been starting lately with I deserve. And so my affirmation for y'all this week is I deserve to have the best year of my life. So many people unfortunately have not made it to 2023. They didn't get to see this year, this day and time, and you do. And you, if you're listening right now, this message is for you. Like, a lot of times we'd be like, well, that may not be meant for me. It is meant for you, because you're here, you made it, and not only did you make it, you made it to our show. Not only did you make it to our show, you made it to the end of our show. So I deserve to have the best year of my entire life, starting now.
Period. And mine is full speed ahead, peeps. Pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
All gas, no brake. Pedal through the flow. Let's go. 2023 is ours. And that, our good sistren, our good brethren, concludes the first episode of 2023. We thank you guys so much for joining us. We thank those of you who have been here from the beginning for sticking there with us. Those of you that have been here for a while for sticking there with us. And those of you who are just now joining us, thank you. And welcome to our living room, where we have best friendship talk, and we talk about pop culture and sex and relationships and black people, what they doing good and the bad things that's happening to them and all that good stuff. We talk about our mental health, and we, like Aisha just said, leave y'all with some positive shit. So I have been Sid the Great. Thank y'all so much. Aisha is always the last to speak on this show. She's going to tell y'all where y'all can go and all the things and who she is.
To hell if you don't pray. But my name is Aisha Damali. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to rate, subscribe to our show. Make sure you follow us on social media. That's at Aisha Damali and at Sid the Great _ at living room 44_40. If you have any music submissions, questions, comments, or concerns you want to send to us, you can definitely email us or DM us. You can email us at thelivingroom4440@gmail.com. Again, I have been Aisha Damali. That was my best friend, Sid the Great. We gonna kick it back off with What About Me, X Brody, our brother, friend of the show. Love y'all. See y'all in 2 Tuesdays. Bye.
We saw your tats, you don't know what they mean. You don't share them nightmares, you only tell them the dreams. Oh, now you walk away when you run into me. Girl, don't try to act known for making a scene. Now come here, I need you to tell me that you done here, I need you to FaceTime that nigga and tell him that you done figured the best way is just to end it. You're sick or tired of spending your day-to-day just pretending that this is a happy ending. Okay, it is what it is, and you're happier with the nigga, but happy is just the feeling I'm asking you now. If you were just happier with that nigga, hang up.